awesome things about leadership, I believe, in the next couple of years is that it will really be predicated on permission and
Oh,
inviting and permitting people to participate and to engage in interactive partnerships. And let's just call those like collaborations. I'm pretty excited about it. The idea that
sorry. Getting hungry.
um, I'm writing a book or a workbook, and we have a leadership program called Frientoring, and it really is about the skills of collaborative leadership, and it totally is about permission. It's about invitation
Mm.
and permission. And tell us a little bit about what you invite people to in Seek Healing if they are participating in one of your services.
So when someone comes in to one of SeekHealing's programs, we call that person a seeker. And that could be me, that could be you, like whatever your relationship to the organization is, whether you are a staff member or volunteer, or just coming for connection and to receive programming. You're a seeker. We are all seekers. So the seeker shows up for connection practice. What we're offering really is the opportunity for an experience of connection that is truly authentic and compassionate and balanced in that authenticity and compassion. And if I step into my nerd explanation, I love geeking out about how this stuff works in the brain. And what we see is that when a conversation or interaction between two humans is marked by those features of balanced authenticity and compassion, by empathy, by curiosity. There's 10 specific features that we use in the relational model for social health. But when an interaction is characterized by those features, it has a very mappable, measurable impact on our neurochemistry. It's impacting our vagus nerve. We're experiencing down-regulated nervous systems, and our brains are more plastic over time the more often we experience those kinds of interactions. So that's like really what you're getting when you come to
We're
experience the
offering.
programming that we're
Yeah.
offering.
We both have these taglines, and your Seek Healing says we are medicine, and free leadership is friendship is medicine. And really at the
It's
foundation of
amazing.
that, isn't that so weird? I love this. And it's
And for anyone listening, we didn't plan that.
we
Like
did
we
not
just
plan
met
it.
each
Yeah.
other.
Right. Right. And like this is the most beautiful thing about what we're seeing in society is the call for more connection that is emotionally reinforcing and also provides us with a solid foundation to do life well, productively, right? It's
Yeah.
both feels good and does good. And we have the capacity more than ever before to do the things that the government can't do or won't do, or the big systems can't do or won't do. And it's up to us to kind of step up and to provide that for ourselves and one another at the same time, which leads us to like, what is collaboration and why are we collaborating? Uh, yeah, why are we collaborating right now on this campaign that we have shared campaign together?
I mean, besides the fact that our taglines match each other,
Yeah.
I'll say that collaboration, I mean, really, it's just another expression of connection in this way, right? So I just think you put it so beautifully just there, Krystal, that, our world is really experiencing a dearth and scarcity of connection in the way that we've just really rapidly evolved in the last 50, 75 years. Like no fault, no blame there. It's beautiful what's been happening on this planet. And systematizing human interaction in the way that we have we just kind of made a fatal flaw there to not account for this aspect of organic connection that can only happen in a really specific way between two people or in a group at a certain time. Like that part can't be systematized. So when I think about applying that professionally, which I think is what your question is getting at, like how are we collaborating? Why are we collaborating? It's just exactly what you said, that we can both really deeply meet each other's need. Like you and me making this content together has been really nourishing for me in
Right.
our like actual connecting with each other. And because our professional collaboration is now built on that like very real, organic, authentic in the moment experience of connection that's going to inform the way that the business outcomes come about as
Yeah.
a result of that. So I just deeply believe that, and I've seen firsthand how this kind of collaboration leads to generative business outcomes that I couldn't have even predicted. It's like if you're calculating ROI based on investment, that's a very straightforward thing. It's mappable. It does work. But if you add this kind of collaborative connection into the mix, in my experience so far, which granted, I've been doing this for like 8 years, but I've just seen unpredictable and exponential business results when you prioritize this kind of connection, both between executive leaders, the way that we are, as well as on teams that are working on specific projects. It really like adds jet fuel to
Yeah.
what's possible in a business sense.
Yeah, and we're here for social capital and social health. And if we don't actually have social connections outside our own little bubble, then we're not actually fulfilling our
What are we
mission.
doing? Yeah, you gotta
The other.
practice what we preach here. Yeah,
Right.
practice what we preach.
Yeah. And everything here from these podcasts. I was actually shocked when I started the nonprofit and founded it, how the field in general of going after grants or going after donors or doing a service is embedded with the scarcity complex that you feel like if I win something, then you SeekHealing loses, or if I get like there's only a certain amount of money out there, or grants out there, or awards out there, and I actually find it very, very shocking how pervasive it is in mission-oriented work. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
your experience.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm thinking of this really wonderful Instagram account that I want to shout out right now called Nonprofit Math. Um, and just like how complex it is and how how much scarcity. I remember when we started Seek Healing, I was very much team nonprofit, even though we could, potentially have monetized these services. And I don't regret that at all because I think just the social signaling of what it, says to the world when you say I'm a 501(c)(3) nonprofit, people have a certain feeling about that has been important for us as we're
Sure.
growing the work that we do. But from a financial and business perspective, it's still a business. It still fully operates within the capitalist ecosystem, and in fact is more encumbered by it, in my experience.
For
And
sure.
there's more scarcity, so much more scarcity in the
Yeah.
nonprofit world because of the dynamics that you just named, and the need to the way that we split the client from the funder. Um, just creates a level of inauthenticity in connection. It like requires such transactionality, especially because of the power dynamics in charitable giving and philanthropy, and like
Right.
the historically, and I love seeing how this is changing and shifting with more philanthropists who are in like the trust-based philanthropy model. But historically, this like sense of thank you so much for giving me your money so that we can do good, and then like making the philanthropist feel better about themselves that they're funding this work, like that creates so much separation in our society.
Right.
I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but
No, no,
it
no.
also is like what is
That's the thing.
fueling
Like,
the
right. Yeah, it's so important to actually collaborate because we are actually fighting part of the social dis-ease is separation
yeah.
and scarcity, and that there's a funder that doesn't need our services. And we both know who we serve, those people also fund us. Like there's no
Yeah.
separation of the givers and the receivers, and there's no like the hierarchy there. Um,
Oh, and that way fundraising works becomes also our impact and what we're doing as organizations is like continuing to address that experience of separation and disconnection wherever it exists, both in the people that we're serving directly in the world and also in these systems
for sure.
that are suffering in the same way.
And that's something that needs to be addressed in not just our nonprofits, but like in all the nonprofit and social enterprise world, is how we are reduced down to like competitions, basically, in order to salvage our mission and continue doing our services. I also think that there's the idea that uh, because we're doing social work and we're like do-gooders, like we often want to collaborate less because we honestly like we like the feeling of being the ones that are helping. And
Mm,
so I see so many nonprofits that they don't like, we're going to use part of your curriculum, right? And um, I think that's like something that nonprofits actually everybody needs to like recognize that a lot of our bright ideas are already being done in the world, and that doesn't make your ideas less bright or useful. A lot of people sell coffee, and we need more coffee. We need more yoga.
yeah,
Like,
we
there's
need more
no
coffee
reason
shops.
we need,
Totally.
right. We need more listening curriculums. We need
Yeah.
more check-ins. We need all these things need to be kind of put in check of our own helping egos, and just remember that
Mm-hmm.
there could be uh, programs that you can buy, and you could be supporting other nonprofits by like really reaching out and saying, hey, can you step in and help take at least this portion of our programming off of our plate? And that's just like another reason why, we want to collaborate, is because respect, you're already doing it. You've been in the business way longer than we have. When I say way longer, 8 years, 2 years, that's 4 times as long, people. Do the math. And not just that, like the heart is there. And if we only just paired up with other people that where their hearts match ours, like we would have better mergers. Like we would have better,
Mm-hmm.
well, actually, social capital. It'd be like a doubling down of your investment. It's a 2 for 1. It's a BOGO.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If
So good.
you if you give us some of your precious money, it's a BOGO, people. And I want to do more of them. So yeah,
Yeah, I really appreciate you putting it that way because it's when we think about the loneliness epidemic and all of its downstream impacts, if you're listening and you haven't read the US Surgeon General's report that came out in 2023 about the loneliness impact and all of the downstream health benefits, not just in mental health and wellness, but also in physical health, and we've been talking a lot about the impact on social capital in the world and like what humans are able to do and create through mutual aid without if they're feeling lonely, like their capacity for that is just shot,
right,
cut in half or less. And like these impacts are huge. So to your point, like expanding our thought, our conceptual framework of the antidote for that to something that is needed in such vast quantities. Like the programs that Seek is doing, the program that Free Leadership is doing, we need that times like 1,000 across the Western world, right? We need it to be as common in communities and cities as food banks are right now for food scarcity.
right, right.
It's just
And
really critical that we get more social health facilitators out there.
yeah, and also outside of the realm of politics, outside of the realm of religion, outside of the realm of I'm this type of person, and not
Yeah,
I drive a truck and I drive a Prius, like outside of the polarization, we need the proliferation of
because that's where the
kindness.
disconnection is.
Right.
That's where the brakes are.
Yeah.
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 Also diversity, for diversity's sake, I have to collaborate. For those of you guys that don't know, I part of Free Leadership is our flagship program is a Mindful Men program, and I rely on collaborating with men as a woman in order to actually meet our mission. And so it's like embedded into the very fabric of how we do some services, is that we require collaboration. Um, we have board members, and gosh, my board is super collaborative to the point of like being slow. We slow things down in order to collaborate. And I think it's really helpful if we all take a step back and really assess, like, how well am I collaborating, and how open am I to reduce our competitions in order to really have a better social result, versus an individual one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time. We'll end it on that note. We can always continue more, but for right now, just want to say thank you for listening out there. Thank you for sharing intentionally. And we'll put the links down where to reach out to both of us if you need us, and then where to get involved if you would like to become a facilitator, right? or a member of our board or a key volunteer, or of course, how you can have a BOGO and donate to our causes.
Yeah,
Thank
we'd love
you.
to hear from you. Thank you.
Bye.